All right, so time to finalize things. We're going to change, let's see. These materials look too big for my eyes, so I'm going to select, options, circle 3 by 2, 5 by 3, 6 by 4. There we go. Now it makes them nice and smaller to see. Okay, so we're quickly going to change some materials. All right. For instance, let's see. Okay, it looks like we didn't yet have a texture for the tiles. Okay, if you select one of these empty material slots and pick a tile, oh, there we go. Okay, we do have a tile texture. Okay, so right away, let's begin to finalize things. Okay, so apply whichever textures suit you. All right. So for instance, for me here, I'm going to choose, and I'll just use one of these. It's up to you, of course. Choose whatever suits you the best. So I'm looking for something like, let's see. If you see the 3D Max under my documents, there's a 3D Max folder, and there is there's a folder called Scene Assets, and then there are images. Okay, that is where I'm seeing some of these. But of course, you can always download your own textures and so forth. All right. For instance, this wooden one, if you click on the button there, like if you go to the root, there's a little M there next to the wood, right? If you click it, you're going to see there's the name that it has got. If you click that and you select Reveal Location in Explorer, it will open up Windows Explorer and show you exactly where this texture is hiding. And there we go. It's under 3D Max Maps. You see that directory? That is where they are. Okay. So I'm going to copy this link. This comes with 3D Max after you've installed it, of course. All right. So where's our tiles? Yeah. So I'm going to click on there. And yeah, I'm going to find it. C drive, program files, Autodesk, 3D Max. Then the folder is called Maps. There we go. It's about 229 megabytes of textures, which definitely, of course, can come in handy as right now. So I'm just going to find a texture which I want to use. I think ADS material, which means Autodesk material, of course. Let's see. There we go. So you do get, quite interesting selection of textures one can use. All right. Because remember, if you're not happy with these, of course, you can always download the ones you want from the internet and so forth. Okay. And I found one which I downloaded, so I'm just going to use that. And of course, you have to show it the shaded material in the viewport. There we go. So that you must be able, of course, to see it in your own viewport. Okay. All right. So if you select, for instance, any of these tiles and you click on the UV map, you can see, of course, what it looks like. Okay. All right. And if it doesn't look properly mapped well, you can always click on the UV map button and you can scale it. You see that? And as you scale, it updates for all of them immediately. So that is the power of having instances of objects. And by the way, if you notice that when you are zooming in, your objects begin to look cut out like that, don't get scared. You just have to turn on the viewport clipping option. So you click on the perspective label or whichever view you might be in and turn on viewport clipping. And then you see, you can then adjust that little triangle. It determines how much closer you can get to object. You see, that way you can zoom in as much as you like. Okay. And I'm just going to click fit there once again. All right. So yeah. And then I'm just going to quickly show you to set up the scene to render. As we said, we went to render setup. And then you choose your size, the size that you want to output And you can choose from here HD TV or whichever resolution you might want. And I always turn on force two-sided. That way, even if I have very thin objects like a piece of paper, it will still be able to render properly, like even this plate, because it's just one piece. Okay, great stuff. And then let's see, and then yeah, under common renderer you then under here you then decide how long you want to render the animation. Okay, and then you check, of course, the length of the animation. It's up to 370, so you can tell it to render the active time segment. And at this point you can even change the time configuration from frames to minutes and seconds. That way it shows you back the minutes and seconds, and then you click rescale time, okay, and okay. All right, and then to set up the camera, well, get to a point which you want. And by the way, we have to frame this entire shot so that we see what will actually be, what will actually make it in the render. So you click on the perspective label and you turn on show save frames. There we go. That way you are going to notice, of course, there's now a yellow rectangle created around the shot, because whatever is in this view will actually be rendered. Whatever does not appear will not be rendered. Okay, and then we need to bring back the ceiling, of course, so right click and select unhide all, and then of course say yes. Oh, sorry, let's undo that. I forgot there's some hidden geometries which we don't need, and you will notice, yeah, these are all the hidden helpers that's actually driving things which we can't see with the naked eye. Okay, so they need to remain hidden. So instead, let's go to the display tab, unhide by name, and then we need to unhide only the ceiling and click unhide. There we go. Our ceiling returns. Okay, and let's see, does it already have a texture? It can even have the same texture as the wall, so just assign it. Okay, brilliant. Then we need a camera out of this shot. So let's say we're happy with this view, this angle. We click on views and then create standard camera or physical. Okay, choose create physical camera from view, or let me delete that. If you have an older version of 3D Max, you just choose create camera from view. Okay, or if that still fails, I deleted that camera, you can still go to the create panel and select cameras and make it a target camera. From the top, let's switch to the wireframe mode so that we can see inside, and yeah, just draw with your mouse like that. Okay, and then we click the selection button, and then under perspective switch to cameras, camera 001. There we go. This is actually what the camera is looking at. Turn off angle snap toggle just to make things a bit faster. There we go. Okay, then from here, of course, you can see how you can adjust the camera's height. Let's go to the modify tab of the camera, and you can even change your lens, of course, if you want a wide shot, you know. So all these can be adjusted according to the lens that you have. Okay, of course, the different lenses will give you an illusion of the room being bigger than how it actually is. Okay, so I think that's the impression I want to have in my case. Okay, all right, and then just want to, okay, then make sure, of course, that the camera's target is really what you want to look at. Okay, at this point you can see, of course, where it is, slightly above the fruits. Okay, great stuff. All right, so to animate the camera, well, let's go to the beginning of the timeline. Aha, you see the beginning, there's nothing. Whew, we just forgot this guy here. Needs to be animated as well. So quickly, just create a key for it, auto key, move it ahead in time and scale it. We're just gonna scale it down. Okay, there's really nothing much we're going to do on it. Okay, maybe at this point here, let's see. Okay, that can stay 0, and then this one's here, 100 by 100. Okay. So yeah, luckily we remembered that. Okay, so indeed the opening shot begins like that, where there's nothing, the room is empty. And then things are populating in our room, the tiles have been created, and of course, there we go, the closing shot, there we go. Okay, so that is the epic animation we've created so far. So let's animate the camera. To do that, we're going to select by name, and then we need the camera and its target, always both of them, or else sometimes you'll notice that the target gets left behind while the camera is in action. So auto key, set key, go to the end of the timeline, sorry, and yeah, set key again. Okay, then you decide where to begin from. So maybe you want to begin from here, but whatever you do, make sure you are inside the home. Okay, that way, there we go. So you see the kind of animation we can get. Okay, you can even zoom in closer, I guess. If you have to play this back now, there we go. So there is movement, there is life. Look at that, eh? All right. So maybe you want to zoom in even closer. Okay. Maybe you want to start it even outer. Look at that, eh? Wonderful, okay. It looks like it starts out. Let's see. No, it's fine. Okay. All right. So that is the kind of animation we've created so far. I hope it's not too far from the main actions. No, it's not. Okay, let's see. At this point, I think we want it to be a bit closer to the action, okay? Let's see. Yeah, much better. Much better. Okay, great stuff. So we've done that, and then let's switch the view here back to perspective. Time to put lighting. Okay. So to do that, because it's a room, we are going to add, we are going to create systems daylight. Okay. This window will pop up because we are using mental ray. Just say yes because it knows what we want to create, and then draw. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let's zoom out and then yeah. Draw the compass and then the sunrise. Okay. Then let's switch from shaded to realistic. Okay. That way, hopefully, we will be able to see where the shadows will fall. Okay. And also beware, if your computer is slow or your graphics card is weak, it can become a bit slow, as you can see. Okay. Then let's go to the modify tab. We're going to change things very quickly. For the sunlight, if you want it to look really nice, we use mental ray sun, so that it's more compatible with mental ray, of course, and you can already tell it's changing things. And for the skylight, of course, you use mental ray sky. Do you want to create a mental ray sky? Yes. Perfect. Aha, now you see the lighting becomes more gentle. Okay. And then let's see, let's switch from perspective, like it was perspective, so please switch it back to camera. Okay. And then of course we're going to do a test, but before you do, please save your file. Okay. All right, so you see, of course, in the beginning this is what it will look like. Let's do a render test at this point. Okay. So we click on the little teapot at the end there. Oh, sorry, mustn't render anything yet. And by the way, please go to rendering, render setup. I forgot to tell you, of course, please, if you want to save this, we have to save the code to something. So under render output, click on files, and then give it whatever name you wish, okay? And save it where you want to save it, okay? And then yeah, give it a name. I'm gonna call mine kitchen build-up. And then the file format, very important. What you choose is a format which is high in quality but small in size. I always use PNG, although you can also use Targa, but the file size can be bigger and it contains information you might not always need. While PNG, the file size is small and it's still able to keep alpha channel. That way you can keep transparent windows and so forth, okay? You click save, and then you can see, of course, alpha has the option to keep alpha channels. I mean, PNG has the option to keep alpha channels, and then you click OK. All right. Then, for our purpose, we're going to do the following. Save your file, but then don't render anything yet. Turn off the render output so that we don't render anything. We just want a single render test. And then you click render. Okay. Then, of course, this will launch Mental Ray. Be patient with it because it will take a while. There we go. So the rendering has begun. We've got the light coming from outside, of course, shining through, and let's see what it will produce. So you can see, of course, what it's looking like. All right. So yeah, the light, as we said, is outside, so you can more or less see where it's trying to strike through inside. Okay. But it's all good. All right. So we can cancel that and try and change things. Please change the view from camera to perspective, and let's just zoom extend selected so that we can see everything. Okay. And so first things first, we're going to select the daylight system. Instead of it being driven by date and time, choose manual. Okay. That way we're in control of where it shines and in which direction. Okay. For instance, if you do this, you can see, of course, it will be striking the home in that direction. Okay. But I think for our purpose, let's see. Okay, let's just see what this will produce. Yeah, let's just do another test. Now, because it's a test, I'm going to switch the quality to a low quality. So render setup. Render setup. Yeah, because this is for testing mainly. You don't want to waste the whole day rendering full HD images while you are just trying to test things, okay? So I've switched to a lower resolution and then hoping it will go faster and give us the results quicker. And you can see, of course, it's doing just that. And from here already, I can tell the direction this will come. So let's cancel that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to select this object here, select the polygon mode and pick that piece and detach. Okay, call this glass B. This will be another piece of glass. And let's pick it, and of course, material editor, and there's a glass, assign. Okay. All right. As for the position of the sun, we're going to make it shine from the other side. Okay. Let's just move the compass. As you can see, the position of the compass doesn't matter. What does matter is the direction of the sun. So there we go. So now we're forcing the sun to shine from those parts of the room and also make it at an angle there so that it comes through the glass as well, hopefully. Okay. Switch the view to camera. Okay. Do a render test again. Let's see what we get. We should have the light coming from outside. Okay, I'm going to pause it there, but you can definitely tell, of course, some kind of light is coming through the windows. Okay, that is step one. And then step two, undo move the camera. Redo move. Switch back to perspective. Okay. Then, no matter how bright the sun might be outside, just like in real life, of course, you need a light inside. Okay. It really works just like in real life. So we're going to create a light that sits inside to shine through. So let's go ahead and create lights. And then we're going to look for, let's see, free light. Okay. And then, as you can see, of course, you are working under photometric light. Let's draw the light from the top because we really want it to shine all over the home. Okay, we just dropped one light there. Let's go to the Modify tab. Now, we need to change settings, of course. What kind of light is this? Well, it's not a point light, it's a rectangular light, okay, because it needs to be quite wide. And then please go ahead and change its dimensions because you can see, of course, we are making it as wide as it needs to be to occupy this entire room, this entire kitchen. You see that? Okay. If you design your light smaller than the room, people will be able to see where the light actually cuts off. Okay. Then we've done that. Let's zoom in a bit and do another test. So as you can see, of course, you'll be doing a lot of tests until you get to the results which you need. You see, the light is there, but we can't really see its impact. It's there, but it's very dim. So let's cancel that. Here's what I always do. I rush quickly to, instead of fiddling with all these values, which don't always change much, I rush all the way until I find, by the way, you can even select templates, but they might not always work, okay? So I always rush all the way under dimming, resulting in intensity. I turn that on, okay? And right away, make it 1000%. That way, we can hope to see some kind of a difference. So 1000% render test. What do we get? We should see a massive improvement from what we have. Okay? So you can see, of course, it's coming up. All right. So it's there, but not there yet. Okay, we need a proper shining light. So try to change it from 1000 to 10,000% and render. Let's see what we'll get. You can see, of course, the area becomes brighter and brighter. Let me pause it until it's... And there we go. You can see, of course, how much brighter, of course, the room begins to get. Okay? But, of course, it's still not bright enough. All right? So, here's what you can sometimes do. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. Back to rectangle. What you can do is scroll up until you find light distribution type. Right now, it's a sphere which is shining through. That's why it's called, of course, uniform spherical. So from the drop down, try and choose photometric web or even spotlights. And you can see, of course, the kind of differences it can give you, or uniform diffuse. Okay. Let me choose spotlight again. All right. So these are the kinds of different options you can run through, of course. And let me see. And then, yeah, you can, of course, adjust the value some more. Okay. And you can even, of course, adjust the hotspot values of the light. You see that? That is when, of course, we are really spreading the light by increasing the hotspot and fall off parameters. That way the light really shines throughout. So you can see, of course, even a percentage of 10,000 doesn't help. How about 50,000? Okay, render again. That's why I said I always rush the percentage values, because by fiddling with those, you can get to the results you need way quicker, okay, than changing other parameters, okay? And there we go. You can, of course, see the light, okay? And if you want this to really shine even more, you can go even more crazy. How about 150,000%? Render. Let's see what this will produce, okay? And there we go. You see, now the light is definitely there and it's really powerful, okay? Now, what you'll notice, of course, is the noise that is going on around the surfaces. That is because the materials we're using are highly reflective. So the balance you need to achieve is to dim down on the reflection values so that you still get a decent looking renders while it's still shiny. Okay, so to do that, you open up the material editor. Let's say you want to change, let's see, yeah, let's say you want to change the color of the walls, which are brown in color. Okay, so how would you go about doing that? Well, you see, let's double click to make this material bigger. You see how very shiny it looks. That's because that is really how shiny it is. It's either you have to increase some values here, or you can strike a trade-off that will still give you decent results without rendering for too long. And so here's what we can do. You see under glossiness and reflectivity, if you drop this to, let's say, 0.3, you see that? Of course, here, the object is no longer as glossy as before. Okay. If you drop it to 0.4, it's slightly glossy. You see that? Okay. Let's try and do that for almost all of them. Okay. And then you'll see the results. So glossiness 0.4. Okay. And by the way, if you really want to keep the reflection high, what you need to do is to increase the glossy samples to something like 64. Okay, and that, trust me, is really going to take longer to render. Okay, it can even take 10 times longer to render the same thing. Okay, the drawers, let's see. And in fact, I think at this point, let's switch to camera. Oh no, not the camera yet. Okay. Yeah, let's have a view when everything has appeared. Okay, so glossiness 0.4. In fact, especially the floor, that's where the noise really is. So I'm going to go up to the root of the material, glossiness 0.4. Okay, in other words, I'm deciding to sacrifice higher reflections for less noise. Okay, all right. Okay, then yeah, we'll see what it will produce, of course. So we've reduced our glossinesses. Render. We should see much less noise than before, but let's see if we're right. So the rendering is going on, and there we go. You see that? Less reflection and, of course, less noise. You see? All right. So yeah, that is really the trade-off you can strike. Okay. Unless, of course, you're willing to push the sample values. And as we warned you, of course, it will take you, of course, much longer. Okay. And you see that dark line there? That is because of the position of the light, as I warned you. Okay. So to get rid of that dark line appearing there, you just have to move the light through the roof like that. Okay. That way you can't see where it's ending. All right. And even the drawers with the noise, well, let's see. You just go all the way to where the drawers are. And then, yeah, you reduce the glossiness to maybe 0.6. Okay. So if you are, let's see, maybe even the steel 0.6 as well. Now we're going to click render again. So hence, you see, we reduce the resolution to a small resolution so that we can keep on testing all these values until we find a decent one that will work for us. Okay. And there we go. Now, even the drawers, of course, are less reflective. Okay. And of course, much less noise than what we started from. And there we go. My render is done. And this took, let's see how long. Took about 2 minutes to render. And definitely, of course, it's much of an improvement from where we began. And you can see, of course, things like the tabletop is definitely very noisy. So it's one of those textures with high glossiness. Okay. Now, if you really want high quality, you don't mind waiting. Well, here's what you can do. Go to rendering, render setup. Here's what you can improve on. Okay. What you do then is you go to the renderer tab. renderer. Okay, now what we need to change are things under the sampling quality. Right now the quality is low. It's in fact that's the default value at 0.25. Please enter the value of 5. Okay, so in other words, you are really multiplying the quality many times over. And beware, as I warned you, expect to wait longer. And then hit render. Okay, let's see what will happen now. Okay, so it's starting to render, and then be prepared to go make, I don't know, some food while you wait. Trust me. There we go. It has begun. And already you can see, of course, there is much less noise. You see that? Much less noise already. And in fact, you see that it's clean. It's really looking clean already. And in fact, let's cancel that. And let's go back and adjust our values here back to 1s. Okay? Where things were really shiny so that we'll see the differences. Okay? Even the wood, 0.8. Okay, even the wood, even the drawers, values of 1. Okay, so that we can really see what really it means. 0.8. What it really means. Of course, we have high or low sample values. Okay. The wall. Okay, the wall is fine. And then let's hit render. So we've pushed we've pushed values to very high glossiness, and let's see, of course, if Max will join our call. Okay, it's looking very promising. Mind you, the last render time was here, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So let's see how much longer will this be. But you can definitely tell, of course, the surfaces are much finer, much less noise. It's looking really lovely indeed. Look how smooth the surfaces are. And the light is really gentle and more realistic looking. But anyways, let's give it a chance to complete its task. And it's done. And it's a good thing I had warned you guys, because guess what? How long did it take? There is a time, 23 minutes and 41 seconds. So it's a 10, I don't know, more than 10-fold. Yeah, more than 10-fold jump from 2 minutes 11 seconds. But don't say Henrythejedi never warned you. So go ahead, fiddle with the settings until you're happy with what you have. And then once you are done, you don't forget to go to open up your render setup and switch it back to full HD. Okay. And then active time segment. That's where you can render the whole sequence. And also render output, make sure you turn on save file. And once it's rendered, you can always bring it into a program like Adobe After Effects or Sony Vegas or even Adobe Premiere to create a video out of PNGs. Okay. And then, so thank you for having watched I'm Henrythejedi. Until next time, I say.